Student athletes now have as much eligibility as they want. I can't emphasize enough how bad the NCAA is just doing its job. Ross Dellinger tweets, a reminder that the NCAA is exploring a move to eliminate all waivers and most exceptions by permitting athletes to play 5 seasons, competition over 5 years. Where did this come from? Sam Ehrlich tweets a whole lot about a new case where a student athlete, I think this one was related to Wisconsin, a student athlete is trying to get more eligibility because he played at the D2 level. Now he's going to D1. And the case that he made was, hey, I had it so rough at D2, I couldn't make money in NIL the way you can in D1. If I go D1, now I am able to. But those years that I wasted in D2 to get here, I didn't make the money that I could have gotten or deserved. And somehow a judge was like, yep, cool. Give it to him. This is wild. Sam tweets, the judge seems to be picking at the waiver process more than anything, saying that requiring a school to sponsor a waiver request is anti-competitive, and that even if the plaintiff played in 2021, the situation under which he played give rise to what should be an exception. What is that situation? Where he played? It's basically saying that it's not fair you played in D2 because you couldn't make as much NIL money, so we're just going to kind of give you more eligibility in D1. The judge here is pointing right at the drastically increased ability to earn. This is a great direct quote. The judge is pointing right at the drastically increased ability to earn NIL money to show that Division I opportunities are just different. And the highlighted portion of a second screenshot here is bad news for the NCAA. That highlighted portion directly from the case reads, moreover, defendants' eligibility rules likely depress competition for roster spots and thus, listen to this, player NIL earnings by categorically excluding athletes after 4 seasons of competition when their marketability for NIL income is more likely than not to be at its apex. Oh, no. I'm not a law student. I didn't go to law school. I wanted to when I was a child, but realized that they take your soul away. Did you know that? So I can't break this down perfectly, but I get it. I get the gist here. I want to pick out some pieces of this. They just said, the law, the government just said that based on NIL earnings, you have excluded athletes who have played 4 years at, say, the D2 level and have a year left of eligibility with a red shirt. They're getting to go to D1, and they're now, according to the government, at their apex for NIL income and marketability. What's the apex? Is it Stanford? Is it Alabama? Is it Oklahoma State? Could you beat your apex of Villanova in basketball? They're saying JUCO, okay, and D2 and D3 opportunities are not good enough for you to be paid NIL money, so your eligibility shouldn't really count in fairness until you're in a D1 seat with an opportunity at your apex to make money in college sports. What are we doing? Again, I'm very simple. I got a journalism degree. I'm not here to read legal documents. I hate reading legal documents. I don't care to, but this kind of stuff, this is why guys are playing 7, 8, 9 years of college sports. And instead of looking at that and saying, hey, this could be a problem, we're going, yeah, man, I don't know. Bo Nix was there for a while. Let him have it. Yeah, man, Dylan Gabriel had 3 logos on his helmet at senior day and was in college for 8 years. Let him have it. Used to do it like Blake Bell. Felt like Blake Bell was in college forever. And that one guard who played for Kansas. But those guys actually played like 4 years of college ball. Even 5, I can understand, because the redshirt deal. And you're like, okay, cool. We're redshirting this kid. He was a really good prospect, a 3 or a 4-star. We're excited about his progression at our university. All likelihood, he won't be at your university in 4 years. And then what that kid's going to do is go to a judge, go to court. Hey, let me make this statement. Let me finish that statement, and then I'll add an addendum. I'm using a lot of big words today. What that kid's going to do is he's going to go to court and say, hey, my first 2 years, one of them I was redshirted and the other one I didn't play. My NIL opportunities, NIL was on at its apex. And a judge will say, you're right, it wasn't, buddy. You get those 2 years back. Congratulations. Stay in college as long as you want. But maybe it's not the kids. I had an epiphany. Another big word. Had an epiphany. It's not the kids. It's some sleazebag lawyer. It's some sleaze, some of the sleaziest people in the game right now. Not everyone. Some of the sleaziest in the game are NIL agents. I struggle to even call them agents. They're normal people. You don't have to have a license. You just be like, hey, kid, want me to call McDonald's on your behalf, get you $1 million deal? I'll take 20%. And the 19-year-old says yes. The sleazebags are the agents and the lawyers getting involved in this. Because that lawyer goes to a D2 kid and is like, hey, your dad died while you were in school and you didn't make a lot of NIL money, if any at all. So we can just kind of sue over that and get you some more years at the D1 level. So now you can make more NIL. And now that it's a job, now that with this new revenue sharing deal, universities are going to pay their student athletes like, hi, here's your W-2 at the end of the year. Maybe it's 1099. That would suck. Now that that's happening, it's going to be even worse. You're going to go to the government's going to be like, yeah, man, well, it's a job now. You can't restrict people from having a job because they're too old or they've worked at the job too long. So, yeah, let them stay. Is the NFL shaking right now because college athletes are about to be employees of their universities and the United States government is going to say, hey, in response to that, you kind of got to let them be employees as long as they don't get fired, as long as they don't quit or get laid off? Who out there is going to be a 10-year college athlete? Somebody, as good as NIL is. And now you could just keep making the case, well, I get an NIL deal on the table next year for $10 million. My deal last year was $1 million. I'm now at my apex for marketability. Could you please give me this extra year back? And by gosh, they're going to say yes. That's the precedent that's been set. Did any of this make sense to you? Did any of this make sense to you? I tried. There were big words and a court document. I read it so many times. It's like, I'm going to explain it to the people, and I'm going to explain it real good. And you're all going to get it. And I don't know. I don't know if I landed the plane. I don't know if I understand all of it. But I'm trying. I'm trying hard. No, this show's clickbait. No. I read court documents for this stuff. Coming up, the SEC is getting very scared. Shane Beamer just said some really stupid stuff, and it pertains to the Big 12. This is Locked On Big 12, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. That's where I went, Super Bowl Sunday, and I said, FanDuel, here are my finest $200 on the Philadelphia Eagles to win. And FanDuel said, we'll give you $200 right back because the Eagles won. When the game tips off now in the NBA, or college basketball, FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, it's right there to catch you. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game, so even if you miss the opening tip or want to bet on the fourth quarter comeback, you can stay in the action. If you're looking for a bigger payout, you can combine them into a same-game parlay. I love FanDuel's live betting because it keeps every moment of the game exciting. Whether I'm backing my team for a late-game rally or picking a player to hit a clutch three, I never feel like I missed my chance. Plus, the app is easy to use, and when you win, you get paid instantly. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Visit FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA.